So for my leadership activity for this year, I chose to reach out to an individual named Henry Elkus. And Henry is a 22-year-old Yale dropout. He has moved on to greener pastures in warmer climates, so he traversed across the entire country from the East Coast and made his way to Los Angeles to found and become the CEO of a company named Helena. Helena has $600 million in the bank and essentially is a global think tank that attracts the most brilliant minds of all different sectors to come together and address and solve the world's most complex problems. Wow, was what I thought. How could somebody of that caliber ever be interested in speaking with somebody like me? But being as daring as I sometimes think I am and hope to continue to be, I reached out to the email address that was on the website and sent a couple emails, never heard back from them. And so as I was starting to lose hope and ever getting in touch with him, I decided to be bold and I reached out on LinkedIn, connected with him, and wrote him a personal message about what was going on and how I hoped to be able to interview him for this opportunity. Within a couple days, he connected with me and wrote back and was so casual about the entire ordeal, I suppose, that I thought it was in my head. He was so casual about it and was so willing and excited about being able to interview with me that I certainly recognize that as one of the most fundamental advantages that he had in his leadership, both towards me and I assume many others that he communicates with. He is a really remarkable individual. I spoke with him for 45 minutes. I promised him the interview would be about 35, and to know how much he had on his plate, and has, I'm sure, on a daily basis, but for him to want to share as much as he did and to go into as much detail as he did, and to be so open and self-critical about his journey and about who he is as a person and who he strives to be, it all became a dream of sorts. I was very taken aback. I assumed somebody that was so successful would not be as genuine and as down-to-earth as he was, but I was very much proven wrong. And I feel very honored to have been able to speak with somebody that is so in tune with what he wants and how he's going to go about it, but at the same time is also so connected with the present and is humble to a degree that many would question and deem is false and impossible, I'd say. Henry has this unwavering sense of self-confidence, and I think that's what helps him to stand out among a crowd. I hope that I, as a leader, will also be able to possess this type of self-confidence and exude that type of pride in who I am and who I want to be and what I am achieving in all of my leadership endeavors. A couple of things that were takeaways. I think the 3 books that he mentioned and explained in detail why they would be really important books in my life, but why they were certainly in his, were The Prince by Machiavelli, Godel Bach, and I believe the third one was Infinite Jest. I think the other incredible thing about him is how well-versed in literature he was, and especially his ability to recall quotes out of the blue, like an Oscar Wilde quote about how everybody is, I want to say this correctly. Yeah, he said, everybody exists, but a few people live. And just to hear him share all these tidbits of advice and talk to me about how even he, knowing that he has accomplished so much, still has moments of jealousy about other people's success and their accomplishments, and feels like all the work that he has put into his career is undermined by some of the fortunes and successes and exciting turn of events for other people that he comes across. But for him to be so open, like I said previously, and willing to share about all this was by far the greatest message that I had for my future leadership. Be open, be understanding of others, try to support wherever you can, read as much as you can, and follow your dreams, but be realistic and understand that if there is any criticism that is thrown your way, if you want to really think about it on the most objective level possible, criticism is a form of attention. And if you are deemed worth the attention, worthwhile and important enough for others to pay attention to you, regardless of what the reason is, then you have a certain type of power that is undeniable and should be capitalized and utilized, most certainly for good, but we know how that works out in the end. Anyways, I think that I was really changed by my talk with Henry, and I look forward to implementing and integrating some of his leadership techniques into my own personal leadership style. Thank you.